Hey, this is Brian from Currents, and you're listening to Rhino Radio.
So again, today, through the magic of the internet, through isolation and keeping safe, I am spending some time with Brian of Currents. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How's it going over there?
Well, same. Staying safe, not touching anyone, and washing our hands. How you keeping safe?
Absolutely. Yeah, gotta try our best. Gotta, flatten the curve, do all that good stuff.
And how you leading your kind of weird reality right now while you're about to celebrate a new release? The way it ends should be out June 5th. So is it different celebrating the upcoming album in this weird reality?
Yeah, I this is not how I really pictured it going, but we're pretty we're still like really excited about the album, and I think that there's still um a place for it in the world right now, and people seem to be excited about it too. And um I think it's good that art is still kind of going forward. People are still creating, and I think that a lot of this isolation is inspiring people to create and consume art, and to kind of maybe try things out that they wouldn't normally try, and uh, they're listening to music all the time. I think it's good. I think it's um, as weird of a situation as it is right now. I'm happy that we're still going forward with everything, and that there's still excitement about it.
Sounds great, and the excitement is here as well. We got a few more weeks before the album is out, and from what I've already gathered, one of the main themes of the album, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's between self-discovery or self-definition, kind of finding your true self. Is that correct?
So that's definitely part of it. That's kind of where the album begins, and then it starts to get a little darker. But that's definitely we have our lead single, "Flag to Wave," and that song for sure is about self-discovery and trying to kind of make your mark in the world, and show everybody what you got.
So how does it work with the weird reality that we're in right now? Kind of between staying true to yourself, making your mark, but also staying at home and being surrounded by that weird freedom, but restrictions. How does it work for you?
Yeah, it seems to be kind of stifling, right? That we have this big crazy song about going out there and doing your thing, and uh, you know doing what you love and traveling the world. And ironically, we are not doing that right now. We're facing the kind of harsh reality now, where we had a tour we had Flag to Wave, right? And we just put it out, and the plan was we're going to play Flag to Wave on this tour that we're going to do all across Europe with some really cool bands. And unfortunately, given the circumstances, we can't do that tour, and we can't go out there and perform the songs. So we're kind of just forced to hang out here and try to promote it the best that we can while we're home. But I think it still speaks to making our mark too, because I think it's, hopefully it kind of shows that we're still out here. Like, we're not faltering. We're not taking any steps back or anything. Like, we had plans. It was too late to kind of move things or push them back. And that, if we did that, I think it would be seen as weakness, and I think it would be seen as I don't think it would be seen in a positive light. And I wouldn't have. I don't think any of us would have felt good pushing things back further. So, I think it still stands.
And again, along those lines of making your mark and being true to yourself, even finding yourself, which is something that a lot of people are dealing with in our new reality. And even before that, something that we talked about, mental health. Do you feel like social media is giving us more power, or actually is part of the problem with that? On one hand, we can reach out to everyone, we can make our mark from millions of miles away. But on the other hand, maybe it kind of restricts us to very narrow paths. What would you say?
Yeah, it closes the gap in some ways, and I think it separates us in another. It's just another way of communicating and another way of consuming entertainment, and really just kind of going through our day to day lives. when is the last time that you spent a day not staring at a computer screen or checking something on like some social media app or maybe watching something on Netflix. I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like I spend, maybe like 65 to like 70% of my day, sometimes even more, like staring at a screen. And there's definitely something up with that, but I think that especially given like quarantine, that's just a totally normal thing now.
But what would you say that all those screens around us, does it help us define us, or is it just narrowing what we can define ourselves with?
I think that it can be used in a positive way. I think especially if you're personalizing all of your stuff so that it's optimized and you're using discipline and you're kind of using common sense when using these things, they can be used as tools for education, self-discovery, all that good stuff. But yeah, there are other times where you can just kind of find yourself going down rabbit holes or spending your time focusing on things that don't matter or are not going to grow you as a person. So yeah, it can absolutely be a distraction, and it could get in the way of any real personal progress, but it can also be really helpful.
And from your personal experience, would you say that sometimes waving your flag and marching forward something, does it come with a price?
Yeah, definitely. It's because especially in our situation, I try not to like think too hard about it or get overly critical or, get down about it. But it's not really a conventional career path, right? It's not like your 4 years of college. It's not your sure shot. There's a lot of risk and there's a lot of luck and there's a lot of uncertainty involved in what we do. But I mean, that's not to say that someone who goes to college for 4 years faces any level of certainty in that. You can go to college for 4, 5, 6 years and still come out and not be able to find a job and just kind of be stuck in the middle of doing things you don't want to do. Life just comes with risks, and when you have something that you really love, that's you're willing to take those risks because you're happy to get up every day and do that thing. And even if it's not very fruitful for a little while, you at least know that it's something you believe in.
And one of the first singles was also talking about some political or maybe kind of confrontations and a little bit about activism. Do you think that the pandemic kind of exposes some of the truth that you were talking about?
Maybe. I think that it's in a way the pandemic could have been fought I don't see any way it could have been prevented just knowing things about it and looking into it on my own and kind of trying to understand why we're in this situation. I don't think it could have been prevented. I'm also not an expert, but I think it shows a lot of holes, and I think it shows a lot of dangers that face us as a species. We're getting big here, but
I was just trying to lean into discussion about the priorities of where humankind or your community around you is placed in our leader's mind. So you were touching kind of about the corporates and the value of humanity, and it's kind of the discussion around some countries like in the UK about the health system, obviously compared to the US, which is not public. So do you feel like something that you were talking in a very wide spectrum all of a sudden became very specific and kind of shone the light on some specific issues that maybe we need to talk about once the pandemic is over?
Right. Like we have this whole thing going on in the States where, and not just in the States, but, and I don't think it's too much in the forefront of news right now, but we had this situation where, the government was kind of, touting this, or not even the government, Trump was touting this kind of, potential cure for coronavirus, and, with no real backing, but was like very adamant about trying to get this chemical in the United States. And there was a lot of speculation that he was maybe like, he had a stake in this chemical that was coming in, and he wanted to get it in so he could make money. And it's like, whether there's truth to that or not, it does raise questions of, we're in a reality where we're all in the same situation, all trying to just kind of live through this thing that is going on around the entire world. And then we have people that are supposed to be leaders that are trying to come up with solutions, or they're feeding potential solutions that are just self-serving, and maybe they don't have any basis in reality, but they can help that person turn a profit. That's a kind of a concerning thing to me, is to be in a world where the people who are in charge don't necessarily have the best interests of the people that are, behind them and under them in their minds.
Well, hopefully we'll all get out of it, and we'll have more answers than questions, and we'll just be able to meet and celebrate around stages with you on them. So hopefully that day will come soon. But I want to take you to the final track of the album. We don't know much about it, but I know that the title is called Better Days. So can we wrap up everything with an optimistic view?
Yeah. Better Days is kind of a... It feels like it's a positive song, but maybe it's not. It kind of plays into the idea of continuum and being stuck in a loop that we see on the rest of the record. And it plays off as, we've been waiting for better days for, God knows how long, and we're bound to break free. And are we really meant to be spiraling like we are? And I think that there is that message in there of we're bound to break free and to find our place and to stop spinning and to stop spiraling. And I really truly feel that way. Like this, as everything will pass and we will get through it. Whether we're, beaten up and hurt by the end, we'll still get through it as a people, I believe.
So it's not as optimistic as I thought it would be, but it goes there with a challenge, some sort of a task for us.
Yeah, we have to, there's a way out, but we have to find it.
Okay, and I want to confront you with a rumor before we say goodbye. Your fans are thinking about the next steps. Obviously, the album, The Way It Ends, which, again, doesn't have a very optimistic title, is going to be out June 5th. But your fans are thinking about the next step of the band. And there are rumors that the band is going to open some sort of a yoga center and release some mindfulness courses. Is that true?
Wouldn't that be something?
I wouldn't go. So is that true?
It's all leading up to my my yogi career. The rumors are true.
Okay, you're going to open centers all around the world or just in the U.S.?
Oh, worldwide.
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 Now we definitely have to go outside. I really appreciate you for confronting that. One last thing. From your experience in the music industry, either on stage or even as a fan, is there something specific that you think that either will be better for you or for people around you if we either stop doing or do more?
More of being true to yourself and what you want. Be honest. Don't be afraid of confrontation. Fight things you disagree with respectfully, and more of being a good person and less of hiding. Stop hiding.
Sounds great. Thank you very much for that. And hopefully the change will come. It will be greater to be in the music scene for everyone. Before we say goodbye, is there anything else you want to say to fans and listeners out there?
Yeah. Way It Ends drops June 5th. You can find us at currentsofficial.com. You can find our merch on currentsofficial.com or on the Sharp Tone website. No tour dates, obviously, but we hope to see you all very, very soon. Hopefully at the end of this year or sometime next year.
Brian of Currents, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you very much, man.